Hey everyone, it's Ethan or Miist back again for another video today. Welcome back to the channel, guys. We're here again for yet another video. Today we're going to be talking about every movie and TV show I watched last week. And let's hop right into it with Season 3 of Glee. So, I ended up finishing Season 3 with Mel. We watched most of Season 3 last week, I would say. And we kind of finished it off this week. We were pretty busy this week, so we weren't able to finish it. But we started Season 4 as well. But yeah, overall, I did enjoy Season 3. I think it's a great season, to be honest. Not as good as Season 2, but yeah. So currently my ranking is Season 2, Season 3, Season 1. So we'll see how that continues with the next 3 seasons. I'm excited to see. But yeah, Glee overall, I'm starting to enjoy more. So yeah, let's move on to Casino Royale. And I only watched 2 Bond movies this week, and I did not enjoy this one. I ranked this a 2 out of 100, so it is now a bottom 3 movie of all time for me, which is quite interesting. So, shout out to Casino Royale. This was truthfully dreadful, and I struggled to get through this movie. A movie about 135 minutes. It literally took me like 4.5 hours to get through because I just could not fucking watch this movie in one sitting. It was brutal. And I did not have any enjoyment with this movie at all. It gets 1 point for Ursula Andress and 1 point for Orson Welles. So, 2. Let's move on to one of the themes of the week, which is I was going to say The Shining, The Silence of the Lambs, but let's actually move on to my least favorite of the 4 movies, which is Hannibal Rising, which I ranked a 14 out of 100. Really, this movie, I just didn't care. I didn't enjoy it, and this didn't need to be made, in my opinion. And I guess there's a lot of people that don't like this movie, and I guess there was some drama with the writer of him being forced to write this movie anyways, or the book, or I don't know. Anyways, I don't care. It fucking sucked. Let's move on to Hannibal. Honestly, kind of the same thing. I seem to be much lower on this than most people, but didn't need to be made. Don't think it's a good sequel. Didn't enjoy it at all. Ranked at 27 out of 100, so like a little bit better, but I also did not enjoy this one either, so let's move on to House of Gucci, which is actually my 1000th movie on Letterboxd, which I'm a little sad about because I didn't enjoy this movie very much. I ranked it a 40 out of 100. A lot of it was just fine, but I didn't really get a whole lot of enjoyment from it, really, I should say. So I just didn't really give it much of a ranking, right? I mean, a 40 out of 100. It was fine. I learned a lot. Quite a tragic story for the family of Gucci, but it's kind of their own doing, I guess, right? So, 40 out of 100 for my 1000th unique movie on Letterboxd, which was a goal of mine to hit this year. So, glad I was able to do so. Let's move on to the other Bond movie I watched this week, which is You Only Live Twice. Bond in Japan is very, very cool. I'm a really big fan of Japan culture, Asian culture. I'd say probably more Japan than anywhere else. I don't know what it is about Japanese culture, but I'm very, very fascinated about it. And so is Mel. So that's kind of something we have in common. Overall, I thought this movie was mid. Like, it was okay. You can't see Betty, but she's currently trying to get in my closet, which is really funny. Hey, what's wrong? What's wrong? It's okay. Okay. So, yeah, I ranked this a 57 out of 100. Yeah, I mean, it was decent, almost. It was okay. It was fine. Let's move on to Red Dragon, which is another movie in the Hannibal Lecter / Silence of the Lambs franchise, which I also did not know existed. I knew about Hannibal, but I didn't know about Hannibal Rising and Red Dragon until this week. But I did enjoy Red Dragon at least a little bit. I ranked it a 60 out of 100, so there's definitely some things I enjoyed from this movie, mostly the solving and searching for the case. And the evidence, I guess. I really enjoyed that. But for the most part, this was just a decent movie. So let's move on to Frankenweenie from 1984, the short film by Tim Burton. Obviously, a lot of similarities to the eventual movie that comes out a long, long time later, but it was still a nice story. But ultimately, I think it's like just a decent short film, a 65 out of 100. So let's move on to Corpse Bride. So obviously a bit of a theme as well with Tim Burton this week. A lot of Tim Burton's movies could be considered like spooky movies. I've still yet to get around to Beetlejuice because I'm trying to watch it with Mel. We just haven't gotten around to do it, so maybe this week. But nonetheless, justice for Corpse Bride and Victoria, because fuck, Victor sucks. Victor's not a great dude at all. 66 out of 100. I didn't really care for this movie either a whole lot. Apparently a lot of people really, really like this movie, but I've come to realize that I'm just not a huge fan of Tim Burton movies. That's just my own thing. I don't know what it is, but yeah, I just struggle to enjoy them. So similarly, but honestly, this is actually, I think, my second favorite Tim Burton movie, which is now Frankenweenie, out of 76 out of 100. And I must say, I'm so glad I did not watch this movie with Mel, because Mel would have been an absolute disaster watching this movie. She would have been so fucking ill. So I'm really, really glad we didn't end up watching this together like we'd planned on doing. She just would not have been able to make it through this movie. She would have been so sad. So I'm glad we didn't watch it together. But nonetheless, yeah, this is my, I believe, second favorite Tim Burton movie now, which is kind of sad because it's only 76 and 100. I think I've watched 5 or 6 of his films now that I can think of. So, yeah. Anyways, let's keep going. On to my second favorite movie of the week, which is The Silence of the Lambs. No, not my favorite movie of the week. I ranked this an 81 out of 100. I definitely had a good time with it. This is a movie I'd like to rewatch in one sitting because I wasn't able to finish it in one sitting. But ultimately, I did quite enjoy this movie. Obviously, tremendous acting from Anthony Hopkins. It is a really, really great acting performance. So apparently, Mads Mikkelsen is even better in Hannibal the Show, which is quite surprising. And I was thinking about maybe watching it. I'm not sure if I'm going to or not, but maybe. We'll see. It might be added to the watch list. If I did do it, I should probably do it now, but I'm not sure. Anyways, pretty cool movie. Quite unique, and I quite enjoyed it. So, an 81 out of 100. And moving on to my favorite movie of the week, which is The Conjuring 2, which I got to watch with some friends, Ryan and Dorian. So, shout out to my gang. We got to watch this together at Goose's home theater, so that was really awesome. And it was a really great movie. I haven't seen this movie in a really, really long time. I remembered a lot of it, but I also forgot about a lot of it. And this, similarly to the first, it's a tension-building masterclass. I think it's better than the first as well, which some people agree with. I feel like that's kind of a mixed thought, but yeah, in my opinion, better than the first movie as well. And I'm really hoping to finish this Conjuring universe because I've not watched them enough. But for horror movies, obviously, I want to watch them while I'm at home. I don't want to watch them like on my phone, at work, on my lunch, or anything where I do watch a lot of my movies. So it's been hard to get around to watching them, especially because Mel will not watch any of these types of movies. So hopefully before Halloween I'll have these finished. But nonetheless, thank you guys all so much for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.